The human skeleton is the internal framework of the human body. The skeleton is the body part that forms the supporting structure of an organism. They allow body parts to move and protect organs from damage. They also produce red and white blood cells. In this video, let us talk about parts of human skeletal system, interesting facts about the skeletal system, functions of human skeletal system. Skeleton came from the Greek word skeletos, which means dried up. Human skeletal system consists of a framework of bones and few cartilages. Bones and cartilages are specialized connective tissues. The bone has a very hard matrix due to calcium salts in it, and the cartilage has a slightly pliable matrix due to chondroitin salts. Did you know how many bones are there in an adult body? In adult human body, skeletal system is made up of around 206 bones and a few cartilages. Do babies have same number of bones as adults? Babies have more bones than adults. Babies are born with around 270 bones. Some of these tiny bones are fused together to form the larger bones of the skeletal system. The human skeleton can be divided into two groups. They are axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Axial skeleton. The axial skeleton is formed by vertebral column, rib cage, skull, and other associated bones. Axial skeleton has around 80 bones in total, distributed along the main axis of the body. Bones of human skull. The human skull is the bony structure that forms the head in the human skeleton. The skull is composed of two sets of bones. They are cranial bones and facial bones. The skull is made up of 22 bones and 7 associated bones. Cranial bones are 8 in number. They form hard protective outer covering called cranium for the brain. Facial bones. The facial region is made up of 14 skeletal elements, which form the front part of the skull. Every bone is connected to another bone with one exception. Did you know what is the only bone in the human body that is not connected to another bone? A single U-shaped bone called hyoid is placed at the base of the buccal cavity, and it is also included in the skull, and it is responsible for holding your tongue in place. Hyoid is the only bone in the human body that is not connected to another bone. Did you know what is the smallest bone in the human body? Each middle ear contains 3 tiny bones. They are malleus, incus, and stapes. They are collectively called as ear ossicles. The stapes, which is present in the middle ear, is the smallest and lightest bone of the human skeleton. This bone is also called as the stirrup because of its Y shape. Most of the bones of the skull are joined together by immovable joints. The skull supports the structures of face and forms a cavity for the brain. It protects the brain from injury. Vertebral column. It extends from the base of the skull and forms the main framework of the trunk. The vertebrae in the human vertebral column is divided into different regions. These regions are called as the coccygeal vertebrae, sacrum, lumbar vertebrae, thoracic vertebrae, and cervical vertebrae. There are 4 coccygeal bones are fused together in adults as one bone, which is also called as tailbone. 5 sacral bones are fused in adults as one bone. 5 lumbar bones, 12 thoracic bones, and 7 cervical bones are present in the human vertebral column. In the human vertebral column, there are normally 33 vertebrae. After fusing, our vertebral column has around 26 vertebrae. The upper 24 are separated from each other by intervertebral discs. The vertebral column protects the spinal cord, supports the head, and serves as the point of attachment for the ribs and musculature of the back.